Good evening, YouTube. It's me, always George Page, aka the Emperor of Wrestling Talk. It's been a while since I say that moniker. I don't say it too often because I'm a big wrestling fan. Always be a big wrestling fan. So, folks, as you know, I have a lovely lady right here. We had a little issue of miscommunication on my side, but we got the interview set up today. This is the lovely Miss Mystii Marks, and she is a professional wrestler, and she's been wrestling for a good while. I saw her stuff, saw some interviews she's done. I said, you know what, I want to reach out to her because you know what, it's been a while since I got a lady out here to talk about wrestling. So, hello, ma'am. Welcome to my channel, and introduce yourself and tell us about your story, how you get the sport of professional wrestling. We have an issue. Yeah, we give it a minute.
Okay. I am the majestic one, Mystii Marks. Thanks you for having me on, George. There was some miscommunication, but that is in the past. We have worked through it, and we're now here. The way I got
Mm.
started, I've always no, I'm not always. There was a point in my life I didn't like my mom used to always when someone got slammed or hit bam, and it would scare the mess out of me. For the longest, I did not enjoy wrestling because, and then as I got older, I just couldn't stop watching it. So, as time went on, it went on. Someone that I knew was like, "Why don't you try wrestling?" So I went to a training camp at the Booker T Wrestling School when I was 26, 27, for a as a birthday gift to myself, and took my first body slammed, and I haven't looked back since.
So you did meet the great Booker T. You're like, Mr. Booker T.
Yeah. I met him, and it was like, wow, like one of those childhood things when you meet someone that you've seen on TV and you know their work. It was like it was cool.
Yeah, that's cool because, like I said, I was a big fan of Harlem Heat back then. And here's the thing about Harlem people don't like: they're from Texas, they're actually from Houston, but they call them Harlem Heat. They don't think black people live
Yeah,
in Texas. I don't know why they call them. It's crazy.
I
But
don't know
I
where the
used to.
Harlem Heat comes from. I want to ask them though. I think that's a great question to ask them how they come up with the Harlem Heat.
Well, I used to remember back in the day, a lot of wrestlers weren't who they were. Like you had wrestlers that were Russian, that weren't really Russian. Like this is some years ago. Around here there was a super Walmart that opened a little bit from where I lived at, and the late Ivan Koloff was there, and he was signing autographs. I got an autograph for him and Nikita, and he's asking, where's Nikita doing? He said, Nikita Koloff, he's a preacher. He has his own church here in Charlotte, North Carolina, and it was just, and
Okay.
yeah, and you didn't hear the Russian accent. They used to fake it a lot, especially they give you crazy names, something like that. You know how the Rock started out? He was Rocky Maivia, and then became the Rock. It just
Yes.
they just give you tag names, and and that feeling when you that first slam, what? How did you feel? I mean, it must have hurt like the Dickens.
You know what? It didn't hurt. Like, but I did sell it because I watched it. So when I took it, I was like, oh, I still have the video, and I watched it a few days ago because I've been in this business now for 4 years on January 7th. That's when I first started. So man, yeah, it didn't hurt, but I was like, it was a little sting. Like, what the hell was that? But it was fun. Like, I could truly say I was like, wow, I want to do that again.
Yeah, we used to, me and my brothers and them, we used to wrestle. We country boys. We wrestle. We didn't like, we used to
Come
like
on now,
this was.
yes.
And we used to love get up on Saturday mornings. Like after the cartoons go off, there was nothing else on. We watch wrestling. We used to watch the good old country like before it was WCW, it was NWA, and then there was Pow and Glow, and there was other also
Mhm.
just WWE. And I think the last few years, wrestling has really expanded for the women. And you have worked with one legend that I remember, Jazz. I know of a different amount. He interviewed Jazz last year, and Jazz decided to retire. She did a retirement tour. What was it like working with someone like Jazz?
It's one of those things like, wow, like she has so much knowledge. And to be actually, I was invited to go train with her after one of my colleagues went to a show, and just like Jazz invited them to come down, and it was like invite whoever you want, and then they invited me down to come train with her for a weekend, and I was like, some stuff I've never seen before. At this time, I hadn't had any matches yet. I was still, in the training process, just learning the business and stuff like that. But to go, I drove all the way down to San Antonio, and I trained with her for 2 days, and I was sore as hell by Monday. But just to work with someone so amazing and a legend in this business, it's still amazing now because I worked with her till now. So it's a great experience. She's an awesome person.
Yeah, I mean, like people like Jazz and Jacqueline, and there was also I remember was Linda Richter. There was the late sister Sherry. Because she
Yes.
used to be with Harlem Heat and
Mm-hmm.
those
Sherry.
and just to watch, is I think it really changed for women. I think when China came in, I think she really put them at people like China and Midnight and those ladies coming up, and you still had Jackie, you still had Jazz, and you had so many
Mm-hmm.
others. I mean, but as a wrestler, it's tough, isn't it? Especially for a woman. You're traveling, you get this and that. Sometimes, how often are you on the road when you're traveling?
Almost every weekend. 2023 is turning out amazing. I'm booked all the way up to March at this point every weekend. So I can wrestle from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, come home Monday, or just travel on the Saturday, come home Sunday. It just depends on how whoever reaches out to me or whoever I reach out to and give me that reciprocation of, yeah, we want you. So almost every weekend I'm on the road.
hmm And you different organizations. 'Cause I know you wrestled for Mission Pro, Battle Club, and I think a couple others. I'm trying to remember. I've never seen some because sometimes I watch a lot of wrestling. I watch most of my wrestling on YouTube. And I really watch a lot of stuff on Title Match
Yeah,
because they do a lot of stuff for women
title
in
match is
wrestling.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, and you just had an event just this past um December, just early December, where you fished against
Mhm.
Tiffany Nivens, I believe.
Yeah, Nieves. Yeah, Mission Pro. Yes, sir. Sure did.
Uh-huh. And Tiffany wasn't, very a fair player, and
Tiffany is one of those wrestlers you got to look out for. Like she's gonna do whatever it takes to win. And in that match, she blinded me most of the match. So I just did what I could, and unfortunately, I did not come out on top. So anybody want to go see
yes.
that match of how it happened? It's on Title Match.
Well, we do have a little clip, that from that, and this is a little thing from Tiffany, and we're gonna show it in a minute. And, and I wondered if you have a rebuttal to this, so we're gonna pop this up in a second, and here it is. Yeah.
Are you freaking kidding me? La Princesa Tiffany Nieves is here, and that's the only thing you want to know about. I wish I could say today's outcome was a surprise, but it freaking wasn't. Misty marks are on everyone's bad list, even as Santa. What do I have to say to Misty Marks?
Okay. Okay.
Well, as I stated before, if you go on Title Match and watch the match, of course she's not surprised. I mean, look at the taxes that she did in the match. If this was straight up a match where the referee would have caught her doing that or disqualified her, this would be a totally different outcome. And if you go on my page, you would clearly see, if you go to Misty Marks on Instagram, you would clearly see where Tiffany Nieves being mean to Santa. Like who does that? What kind of person is mean to Santa?
Yeah, that's
So
Santa
I
Claus. Come
after the
on.
match, I mean, you can go and check it out. It's on my page, Misty Marks, but you can just see how disrespectful she is. And hopefully, in some of the upcoming shows I have at Mission Pro, I will put her in her place where she belongs because she needs to be checked immediately.
Well, I just popped onto your channel just a second here, and I was showed that. I mean, come on, man, this is Santa Claus. Every little kid loves Santa Claus. Oh, we just lost her again, folks. She'll be back in a minute. I'll talk. I'll talk with you. Like I said, it's just we just have to give her a minute because we haven't. Well, there she is. Go. There you go. There you go. We got you back. And we're going to show that little clip of her, messing with Santa Claus. How dare she? It's just, these are little kids out here. Kids love Santa Claus. Here it is.
Santa is so nice to have you. No one. Let's talk to you. I think you said something about Misty Marks being a good goodness after all. After our match, I won. So she sucks. So she's done that. Don't you think? See? What do you mean no? That's how it works. Simple. Says why? Me? You? Santa? I'm just saying.
Yeah. Stump her.
Now she's really on the side of Mississippi.
Yeah. Like the old Stone Cold Steve Austin used to say, stop a motor and walk it dry.
That's exactly what I did. Like I just was walking up because me and Santa are really cool. Just walking up, about to have a conversation with her, and I hear her being so rude to, like, who does that? This is the type of person Tiffany is. So next time I see her, who knows? She might get, I don't know what's coming up, Valentine's Day. She might get a pack of hearts thrown at her. Who knows? But she's very rude to Santa, and I wasn't standing for that.
Yes, it's not nice. We got a man here, balls deep coming through. He says, salute, what up, and salute. Also, he's from Chicago. Chicago in here.
Shout out to Chicago, Chi-Town.
Yeah. Smash that like button. He also like to say, Dose and 22 pack on deck. Also, he says, about time. Whatever. Where they go. And also he says, he's sexy as AF. Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
And also,
thank you.
Yeah. Balls deep. Hey, he's not discriminatory when it comes to women. He don't discriminate.
Come on now, I see.
And she's letting Santa know the business. Yeah. That's the thing is, And like I said, wrestling is tough. Like you do also, you both do wrestle women in the gender matches, and which is in your mindset is tougher.
Yeah, for me. I wouldn't say tougher for me, but like it's tough because um I just feel like it's so many amazing women in this business that I shouldn't have to do those matches. But I know it's necessary to build a brand, to build your arsenal, to become a better wrestler. So as has been on, I have changed my mindset about those kind of matches.
Yeah, 'cause I know. I think it's more popular in the independents than it is the bigger organizations. I remember you used to do it back in the day with like WCW used to have when they had China, and a couple others had it when they had with Midnight. But generally, most of the time, it's mostly you don't see it too often anymore like you used to. Like remember the Devon Dudleys just slam girls at the table, stuff like that. Some people don't like to see that too often, especially little kids.
Yeah, I think it's a part of how we're moving into the newer generation where we're just trying to make sure the women are with the women, the men are with the men, with all the Me Too stuff going on, and they just want to make sure that it stays proper. So I totally get that, but as I've said, as time has gone on, I have learned to understand why things like that are happening right now.
hmm And my man Balls D likes to ask, he likes Asia and Nicole Bass was hot. Yeah, remember Asia and Nicole Bass? They were professional bodybuilders. Well, Nicole Bass was a professional bodybuilder. Asia didn't turn pro, but they were in. I think Nicole was in WWE when about the same time as China, but she never wrestled China. Asia was in WCW, but she never got didn't do go as far. I was watching this video how they said like she wasn't as good compared to Midnight. Midnight was pretty good. She had the height, she had the strength. I think and it's good to see is more black women in this sport of wrestling. I know maybe other than Jackie and Jazz, that wasn't that many. Then you have Bianca Blair, you have Jade Cargill, you have Willow Nightingale, you have people like Faye Jackson. There's a long list of ladies now in the last few years in the sport of wrestling, professional wrestling. Hello. Oh no, we another technical difficulty, folks. Because I had her and she is hello, Misty. Someone must be there talking to her. But man, you know, balls deep. Jacqueline is the GOAT. Yeah, I remember Jacqueline. Jacqueline was Jacqueline was a great wrestler, and she was very sexy. She had a nice body, got a face. It wasn't just about. I think it was last week. Jacqueline had a birthday, and I think there she goes again.
What's going on today? My Wi-Fi said I am not participating in whatever you got going on. So I apologize again, guys. It shouldn't happen again.
Yeah, that's all right. It's all right. It's the thing about technology. We as Americans, we need it, but it just sometimes it's like a
Oh,
pain. It's like what happened with the other day with my camera.
yeah, with your camera.
Yeah,
So
it's like yeah.
I guess technology, like you got me, I'm getting you back.
Well, that's fair. It's fair. It's fair. So as I was saying, the
Yes.
the the amount of black women in wrestling has grown in the last, I think, 20 years. Now, as I said, at first you just had Jacqueline, you had Jazz, you had a couple of ladies here and there. But
Mhm.
now, I said again, you have Jade Cargill, you have Bianca Blair, you have, she's no longer, Sasha Banks. Now she's Mercedes. You
Yep,
have,
Naomi,
yeah, you have Willow Nightingale, Holly
Alicia
Dead. So
Fox, which is my
Alicia
favorite.
Fox, it's just really has grown in the last few years for the sisters.
Absolutely.
And I think you have worked with some of those ladies, like especially, you do some stuff with Mission Pro, you cross paths with some of these women. What's that feeling when you get to, even if you just share the locker room with them or just have to, get in the ring and wrestle with them?
It's one of those feelings of how much it has turned around because when I first started as a when I was training at Booker T's wrestling school, it was only me. It was me and AQA. She was around and it was just us. We were the only two African American women there. And so when she went off and went to, NXT, two other women came in, and just so happened one of them we went to the same university together, and then two more came, Promise Braxton, Danny B, and now Charity King. Then it was the four of us. And if you guys go look at some of my old photos, I have pictures of all four of us because it was one of those things like we were the only four women that were black that were currently at the Booker T's, and it just felt so good to know that I'm coming to train with other women that look like me. And so as time goes on over the last couple years I've been in the business, to see more and more women, it feels so good. I love to see us win together. I love to see how we help each other get a foot up in this business. Just women, period. I love to see the women, which is why I had the notion of, so many amazing women out here that I can wrestle.
Hmm.
So why am I wrestling a guy? So
Yeah,
I just love it how it's changing and how it's starting to evolve and flourish. I just can't wait to see what else happens in the next 10 years.
yeah. We got some pictures here, as you know. She said, it's her, and right there,
Yep,
I
those
think,
my girls.
yeah, and y'all hanging together. Expand the pictures a little bit. It's
Yeah,
you.
that's the training that I went to when I first met Jazz. That's the training.
And that's Jazz right there in the middle.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, and that's Promise behind you. 'Cause I saw you and Promise wrestled a while back, and the
Yeah.
other girls, and
Charity King and Danny B. Yes,
yeah,
sir.
Danny B. I thought, I just saw her recently had her match a while back against was it Lottie King?
Yes.
Yeah, they dropped that this afternoon, and I was just like, I
Uh-huh.
was working on some stuff and I watched that match. I like Danny, and this is a match you had here. It was against MJ Santana,
Yeah,
and
she's such a great competitor. I can't wait to see what she does in this business. Another, black woman that I love. Go follow her. Actually, she's really cool.
it's great. Well, actually, we do have that match that you and MJ did together. Let me pull it up here, and we'll show it. And it's like a little clip of it, you know, right here. And let's see. Wait a minute, it's not the right one. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yeah, I think it's right here. And
Technology, huh? You gotta love it.
yeah, it's
Has
buffering.
to love it.
He'll get it. He'll get it. You gotta get it. Come on, man.
Yeah, give it a little juice. Put a little juice to it.
Yeah, you second. It should be playing now. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I had it. Where is? Wait a minute. Let's see. Hey, pull it up. Yeah, this with. It should be coming up.
Any moment now. Gotta
There
put
it
on
is.
that.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that match. Oh man.
Ring the bell.
Yeah, that was at Vixen's Wrestling Revolution, another promotion I am currently on in Houston, Texas. I think that was last year at Wicked Games. Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah, you were the heel.
I was the heel. Yes, sir, I was.
What's fun? Is it more fun to be the heel or the baby face?
The heel is more fun. I mean, I hear this all the time. Um, because I'm such a nice person, I'm so sweet. Being a heel kind of comes out of me, is what I've been told. But it's so much fun being a heel. You kind of take control of the match. You're more vocal. You can talk trash. You can cheat. You can do whatever you want to achieve your goal of winning the match. So I love it. I love being a heel. It's a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
I think the most favorite heel of all is Ric Flair. You know, the dirtiest player of the game. I mean,
Yeah, the dirtiest baby. Yes.
yeah, he was styling, profiling. Woo. I mean, I got a friend of mine. He did like a woo, and I said, man, you can't, your woo, man. It's a weak woo. You just can't go. He went woo. I said, no, 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 no. When you do Ric Flair, you got to go woo,
Yeah, you got to get
woo.
out. Yeah.
You got to get out there, and Vixen. I think I watch them and stuff too because they so they're on title match, and like I said, I like to watch title match. There's always often they do like live streams. I watch it. I can't watch all night because I got to go to sleep. I got things to do, and
Yeah.
traveling. Like I said, you're mostly in Texas, right, where you're located.
Correct. Correct.
And I think Texas is a growing mecca because I do a lot of content on bodybuilding, and I see there's a growing mecca for that sport. And wrestling's been always popular there. I think wrestling's been really popular in the South for a long time. People call
Absolutely.
it wrestling. Down here, call it wrestling.
Wrestling. Come on.
RASSLIN. With the
Wrestling. Yeah.
apostrophe at the end. You don't call it just. And who have you met that you said, wow, other than Jazz and Booker T, you said, wow, it was just like, wow.
I haven't had that wow factor. I mean, I've met Thunder Rosa, but this was before Thunder Rosa was Thunder Rosa. So that was a wow factor. I've met Ember Moon. I met Ember Moon. Like she was the one that made me Google Booker T's school because at first I watched her story of how she would drive from Dallas to Houston to train, and I was like, "There's a training school in Houston? Like what?" So she was the watching her story when she was on NXT and when she became champion and she went through all those stages. She was the one that had me look up Booker T school because I didn't even know it existed and I had no idea. So she was a big wow factor and she played a huge part in me going to Booker T's. Um, I think she was the one that gave me that wow factor. I know when I met her, I was like, hi.
Well, like I said, you're still developing
I
as in your career, and maybe someday, like I said, I know some wrestlers I follow. They do NXT. They might get a big call to the big show. That's everybody gonna say it's WWE. And you just announced that Vince McMahon has returned. I don't know if that's gonna work out. I mean, I don't
we'll
watch.
see.
I don't watch WWE much like that. I kind of grow out of it a little bit because it's
Yeah.
just, I think the guys used to watch Stone Cold, them, John Cena, Rock, they're gone. The
Yeah.
guys in there now, it's just, and then you can't keep, you're not pushing. One thing he doesn't do, you don't push, the black people as much as you should, because
Mhm.
people like Bobby Lashley or I remember when Junkyard Dog was around, he should have been maybe Intercontinental Champion, but and it's just I think I do like. I used to watch ROH a good bit. When it was on television. Like I said, I watch the Mission Pro stuff on Title Match. I watch a little bit of AEW now and then because I like Jay Cargill.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Don't put your hand over your face. We heard you, Jay Cargo. You like her.
Yes, I did. She's a very sexy woman. I think
She's
she
a
is.
beautiful woman. I
Yeah,
can't.
she's
She's
a beautiful
very.
woman. People pick on about it because I do lots of bodybuilding. I said, she could be a professional bodybuilder if you want.
She could
People
be.
like, yeah, Jordan Grace.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh man,
you
she's
know,
so jacked. She be posting pictures of her before and after, and I'm like, girl, you look amazing.
actually, I saw her. She was doing. She was posting that now she's working with a opposing coach, and she might be, coming up and do,
Okay.
amateur. Yeah, she might do
Maybe
some.
her and Bianca will cross paths because Bianca just did a bodybuilding
The W. It was a W. In I think WBFF. Yeah, she did that. Was it right about the maybe a week before, 2 3 weeks before Christmas? And
yes,
she has an
she
amazing
looked
body too. You know.
girl. I mean not girl, but that's how I talk. Girl, she looked good.
Yeah, like my mom and my
Just
sister,
okay,
girl.
so you know where I'm coming from. But with Bianca, like for her to be champion and she's doing all these amazing stuff, I'm like, how do you have time?
Yeah,
She's amazing, man.
you gotta find the time. You gotta find the time. A man, Balls DB says, Nature Boy,
Now,
woo,
hey, balls deep, you gotta go.
woo.
Woo! You need like 60 more O's, okay?
Yeah, you
You
need
short. That's
67
just a
more. You
woo.
just can't just say. You just can't
Yeah.
say. He also likes to ask you. You know, who you want smoke on the PS 5? Like, I don't play video games like that.
He must hear it. He must hear it because I got my game on. Um, he must hear it in the background.
Mhm.
Um, I wouldn't smoke nobody. I literally just got into it. My current boyfriend, he plays Apex Legends, so I'm trying to connect with him, and so I be playing Apex balls deep. That's why the PlayStation is on. He just finished playing before he went in the room for my
I'm
podcast.
showing my age. When we were coming up, we used to play Street Fighters and Mortal Kombat.
Me too. I did, but I was Mario Kart. I had a Nintendo 64. That was me. Sega Genesis.
I remember I bought the earlier version of Sega. Then later I had a little part time job, save some money. Back in the day, you used to go to Walmart and you put layaways. You have to be Christmas to put on layaway.
Yes, come on now, Lil. Like,
And I got the Genesis. My sisters used to have Nintendo, and I used to play. My favorite game was I used to play Zelda. I used to love playing Zelda, and then me and my brothers used to play Street Fighters. I got we played Mortal Kombat. I get Sonya Blade. I beat him up with Sonya Blade. I said,
come on now. She's a baddie.
yeah. And then we used to have I think it was was the PlayStation? One of them. We used to have that James Bond GoldenEye. My nephew, my youngest nephew, he used to shrink himself up down. He couldn't find him and shoot him. And I used to get caught out because they always putting, the proximity bomb, something like that. Boom, doo, 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 dun. I truly, I have not replayed video games in a
Wow. So when the
long
last time
time.
you played a video game, George? How
Not
long?
in a not in a long time. I grew. I became an adult. I got a job. Got busy. I
That
we
don't mean you can still indulge a little bit in the gaming
The
world.
games now, I just don't get into them like that. These
I
games a little
understand.
bit, over my head. I still used to play. I used to be a little arcade place that we used to have, and I think I've been there maybe about six,
They
seven
have
years
them. No,
ago.
have you been? They have places called like Cidercade.
Yeah, there used to be one. There's a place called South the Border. It's on the other side. I'm 2 miles from South
Okay,
Carolina.
y'all.
Yeah, it used to be a little place where you used to go play games. They still have one place. Eventually, they closed it down. I used to play the X-Men game. Y'all played Wolverine. Wolverine, you're like with claws,
Yeah,
or I play
yeah.
Colossus. I go whoop, whoop. It's fun about that. But yeah, it's just it's fun. Reflecting on growing up, being a kid, watching
Yeah.
wrestling, watching these guys, these ladies. These kind of like they're like almost I would say living versions of superheroes.
I would totally agree to that because if you look at the stuff that they can do in the ring and how they portray themselves, they look like a real life character. So when they action figures come out, you're like, oh, I want to get them, I want to be them, and then now you're playing, you got them on the pedestal as a superhero. So I totally agree. But you should try. You should look up a place that has those arcade games because me and my boyfriend we go a lot. That's like our little date night we like to do. They
Mhm.
have a place called Cidercade, and they have all the old school games. The um the old school WWE game. Freaking they have ping pong. I beat him I beat him so bad in foosball. We played that. It's called Cidercade. Yours might be called something else, but they're around now. And you go, you pay like $10 and you can play there is wall to wall games.
Ooh.
Pinball machines, all kind of pinball set. Um, what is it? The Simpsons, Spider-Man one, the Batman one. It's I like going there. It's our little date night. So
Boy, I
you
think,
really
like I
want to
said,
find something like that. It'll literally take you back to your childhood for real.
I think it might be because where I live, I'm only about maybe good 40 miles from Fayetteville. I'm a good way from Charlotte. Maybe I might, like I say, I got a sister staying in Fayetteville, and maybe I go up there, they maybe check it out, or just like I said, when I get off the computer later, go online, say Cybercade, or or just look for art video
Okay.
arcades because those were
Yes,
popular. I used to remember when we used to go, we used to go uptown and do laundry, the laundromat. Used to be a Pac-Man game
they
or
have that
a
too, y'all.
Galactic. I never read much with Pac-Man, but I used to like playing like the pinball machine because you'd be like, "Good, good, good, good," and and that's the thing about, like I say, you get it. Like you people, they do some amazing things with these wrestlers. Like I follow La Rosa, sorry, La Rosa Negra, and she was
No,
showing
yeah,
like
she's a baddie too.
yeah, she was showing like her like hard, like when she's doing a frog splash, and
Mhm.
I said to her, I said like, your frog splash, Eddie Guerrero was in heaven giving you a thumbs up, and she liked the
Oh,
compliment.
that was nice.
Yeah, because and I follow her. I mean, she's amazing. She's beautiful too. And and I think women like her and La Rosa Negra, La Rosa Negra, Thunder Rosa, I follow also, you know, just a lot of the ladies in like these upcoming organizations. And a while back I did an interview with the Road, and she's just she's an amazing lady. We had a good conversation, and being that she
Mhm.
only has one eye, and be able to get in the ring and do this. I mean, it's funny when
Superhero
people
mode.
and hit her on the backside with a chair. It's just crazy.
Like and that's the thing though. All of us as wrestlers, we all have a story. We all have a story. We all come from something. So when we get to a level to where we can broadcast our skills and show our story, children look at us and like, man, I want to be like her. Like I didn't realize how much of an influence I had on the younger people until my recent match at Mission Pro in December. I had little girls go, "Oh my God, Misty, I wanted you to win. I was cheering for you," and I'm like, really? Like me? You were cheering for me? And it's little girls that don't look like me. And so that was like for me, that was like an epiphany. I'm like, wow, there are eyes on me. So I always try to portray myself as a upstanding woman, very intelligent, very strong, and I'm smart. So I
Mhm.
just try to make sure I keep my A game up here so that when other girls look at me, they can also bring it up. Oh, that's one of my favorite fans right there.
Yes,
Um,
cute.
she is so sweet. I love her to death. But yeah, that's why I try to keep my caliber up. I make sure I go to training. I make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and just try to stay on the right track, man.
Yeah, I think kids are very, their hearts are very pure, I would say.
Yes.
Good natured. They love things. They change once you become adults, but they generally we see something that excites them. Especially if they go to a wrestling match, and I watch it, like even watching some stuff. I see the little kids over the side going, "Yay, cheering, cheering!" I mean, I was watching one time, one kid was throwing popcorn. It's somebody, I forgot who it was. Oh no, happened again. It's just one of these things. It's my punishment, folks, for what happened Tuesday. We'll give her a few seconds. We have her come back. There she is. So ooh, there you go. The Joker.
It's so
It's
crazy. I have
anarchy.
like I have three computers in this house, and this is the only one that's tripping.
I know because
Goodness.
I have two laptops. I mean, I do one. I have one for my interviews, one when I work on my stuff. I mean, when I started my content, I was just I had a cell phone and a laptop. Now I got a cell phone, a laptop, and two laptops and a tablet when I work on my stuff. And I can tell you, I mean, if you didn't need
Yeah.
it, if you didn't need it, it just
Like I
But I
have a
will
work
say,
lab, I have a workstation, then I have my business as far as wrestling station, then I have my iPad, my phone, and my TV. And I was like, you know what? I want to be on my business wrestling business laptop today, and it's the only one that's tripping.
Yeah, it happens like
So
that. I'm like I said, I'm planning on maybe and we'll give myself go back. I used to have a couple of PCs, but they all like, I'm thinking about maybe giving myself another PC so I can do more stuff and and try to expand my channel because it takes. Hey, I try to keep up stuff and do interviews and stuff like that. I mean, and I want to really expand myself. And I understand what you're talking about, how the business part of it. You have to really social media is important
oh
because
man.
it is very important because like I said, as I said again, I do content on bodybuilding, and these ladies out there they have to have social media because you know what, you got to get connected to the fans. You got to have people like
Yep.
when I saw your stuff, I said, you know what, she's a very interesting young lady because I saw that where after your fight with Misty, when I was just flipping through and like because I was it was on Mission Pro and I saw that I said, wow, she's really serious. So I'm gonna ask her and talk about how she's feeling. But I think there's possibly is a good chance for a future to see you and Tiffany go at it again.
If it's up to me, me and Tiffany can go at it tomorrow because I'm tired of her talking trash and I'm tired of her being very disrespectful. Like I have not earned my name in this business, and I'm on the bad list. Like stop. So if anybody hear me, I want to put that match together. I'm down to fight her again, and this time she won't get one up over on me.
Yeah, folks. So if you're anything out there, anybody out there, if it's Mission Pro, if it's Battle Club, if it's CCW, if it's Impact, if it's AW, if it's anybody, if it's in the backyard somewhere in somebody's grandma's house, she wants a shot at you, Tiffany Nevins. She want a piece of you. She wants you. She's well, you sucker. Like, I remember this. I remember when Booker T was talking about Hulk Hogan. Say, Hulk Hogan, we're coming for you, nigga. And I'm like, but like I said, remember, Hulk was that tan. You would thought Hulk was a nigga. So
Man, he was in the zone when he said it. I don't think he meant it the way he said it, but it happened. So he's moved past it. But we're but I'm ready, Tiffany. Whenever she's ready.
yeah. Well, folks, we're not gonna have her too long because we do appreciate her time because she's a busy lady. She has training. She got this. She got to
Right.
play PS5 with her man. But this is what people. If you're interested in following Misty, her social media stuff in the description. Check her out. I do have this one rule. I always tell it to these guys. They're not gonna hit it. This is a beautiful chocolate sister. I mean, you guys, you see her. No D pics. She got a man.
I
He
got a
won't
man.
like that. You wouldn't be, like if you is your boyfriend a big dude?
He's not a big dude, but he was in the military, so
Which branch? You don't know. Well, if he's not if he's in the Marine Corps, no, I think no. You don't want to miss no jarhead, leather necks. No, leave them alone, dudes. Don't send that.
I was gonna say the army, but I always I get the army mixed up with the other. There's another one that's kind of like the army.
That's the Marine
So
Corps. You have the Marine Corps, Air Force, and your Army. The Marine Corps are the ones they send in first into war. Your Army just there to pick up their trash afterwards. But
yeah,
he'll tell you
either
that.
way it go.
But folks, if you're interested in reaching out to her and supporting her, or in her next, or if you even whenever her next, when is your next? You said you're going to be wrestling. When you going to be wrestling again, you can shout it out to everybody else.
So everyone, I am wrestling this weekend. I am in a triple threat match against Lady Bird Monroe, and I apologize, I forget the other lady's name. This weekend in San Antonio, Texas, for BOW, and it will be at the Woodlawn Gym in San Antonio, Texas. So if you guys are in the San Antonio area, come on down and watch Misty Marks in action, baby. I will be there. I will have merch on hand. I have wristbands, t-shirts. I have 8x10s. You get to meet me. You get an autograph copy. Just come on down and get some good wrestling in and see the majestic one in action. Like, how could you not want to see me in action? Come on.
Yeah, and she's party too, fellas. But like I said, I do appreciate your time. I do appreciate you. You like I said, like this, as a fan of, especially of wrestling, and growing up and watching it on television and watching it on YouTube, this sport, even though some people say it's fake, yes, we know it's fake. Half of it, good part of it is, how the stunt works, stuff like that. And one thing is, when you ever had a situation where you had a bad bump or anything like that happened? Like especially accidents, and how often that act happen?
Not too often. I make sure I protect myself above anything. I got a scar on my shoulder from a match. I didn't even know it was there until afterwards, and I had got a scratch on my nose from another match. But it's the stories are fake, but to me the wrestling is real. I get hit for real. I actually land on my back for real. Like we understand that it's a work. That's what we call it. It's a work. But at the end of the day, it's to entertain you. It's entertainment business. Movies ain't real, but it's entertainment. It's what we do. We entertain the crowd.
Hmm. Well, as the crowd, I do appreciate your entertainment, and I hope is this a triple threat match for a title or just a simple triple threat match?
As of right now, it's a simple triple threat match, but as you know, as a fan, card subject to change. So
Yeah, and maybe someday we get to see you get you a title. Shoot for a
yes,
title.
one day I'll get one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's enough out there. So anyway, while you're here and while we let you before we let you go, you have anybody you want to shout out to? Say what up, whatever. It be Booker T or could it be Jazz? So this
You
is
know, for me, I just want to shout out all my fans that have been supporting me thus far. They know my journey. They know what I've been through. So shout out to every Misty, Mark, majestic one out there. I love you. Continue to follow me. I'm going places. I promise you. 2023 has just started, and your girl's going places. So shout out to all my fans, and shout out to you, George, for having me on and to promote me as the majestic one. I really appreciate that.
well, I one of my favorite movies is Batman Begins, and at the end of it, when Jim Gordon says to Batman, "I forgot to thank you," and he turned around and said to him, "You never have to."
Oh, that's sweet. I was start saying that. I'm gonna steal
Yeah,
that.
yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, that's great. Hey, one time with my friends we were doing live stream. He asked me, "Why don't you quote from the Dark Knight Rises?" Well, it's not as many good quotes as it is, the Dark Knight and Batman Begins. Like the big question is, why do we fall, Master Wayne? So we learn to pick ourselves up. Silent clapping, silent clapping. Yeah. So anyway, folks, check out Misty in her upcoming match in San Antonio in a triple threat match. If you're in the Texas area, San Antonio area, come check her out. Buy her merch. Check her out. Follow her social media. Support these lovely ladies of wrestling. Like I said, these are the women. As I said again, wrestling in the last few years for women has really grown, and especially for black women in the sport. We are seeing many ladies here, people like Jay Cargill, Bianca Blair, just a long list of these ladies really showing up and showing out. As a fan, and as being, like I said again, being raised by my mother and my three older sisters, I have a love for women. I have appreciation for women. I used to work with women for a long time. I used to work in textiles with women, and also I used to work in a strip club. And hey, I tell you, man, people, some guys say, "Man, George, you work with all those women." Say that, dude. When it's a good night, they are sweet as pie.
It's
But when it's
all
a bad
love.
night, like is that a meanest woman, the sweetest woman in the world can be the meanest in the woman in the world.
You
So
better sing that song. You know that song.
that
If
make
you
that
make
feel
love,
great,
wait.
mine between
You
love
better
and
sing it,
hate.
George. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
But
Come
I
on.
do thank you and appreciate you. I wish you best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Hope everything turns good for you. Everything, like I say, anytime you feel like if you like to come back on again, share your story. We will make sure we get it right this time, like we did the last time. And you are welcome. And like I said, I love support you ladies in the sport of wrestling. I love, like I said, my channel is dedicated. I mostly dedicated to women's bodybuilding, but I do support women. I'm a fan of women MMA, women wrestling. One of my favorite, other than Jade, one of my favorite wrestlers that is also a student of Booker T, is she's no longer Roxanne
Roxanne,
Perez.
yeah.
Yeah,
She was one of them that was there when I was there too. I'm so
mhm.
happy to see what she's become. I'm
Yeah,
very
yeah, yeah, yeah. I kind of miss the Roxy, but we know that's how they do.
if you ask me, that's what the fans be chanting.
Yeah,
Yes.
Roxy, because she was like, I remember, she was like a kid when she started this thing. Now she's
Yeah.
grown up. She's NXT champion. I mean, good, good things going for her. And I think maybe we'll see her in the big show. She might be up there. She might be championing either SmackDown or Raw.
Let's see if she'll be in the Rumble.
Yeah, the Royal Rumble. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
they even have Hell in Cell for women now. I mean, you say what? Hell in Cell for the women?
Women are taking over. I just can't wait to see. Like I said, 10 years. Let's see.
10 years, we can see. So anyway, folks, you want to follow Misty? Her social media stuff in the description. You know, guys, you know my rules. I can't. I don't know why. I gotta tell you guys. Don't no, don't do this because don't send no one want to see your tattywhacker, no one want to see your little chubby, no one want to see you punching the munchkin. No, don't say that shit. Be one of
Nobody.
these guys say like that, Miss Marks. I really want to support you in your path as a wrestler. If you need anything from me, let me know. I'm happy to get it for you. It's so appreciation. That's all you have to do. Don't be your guy say, me sure that. No, stop it. Stop it before you do it. Think about what you do. You wouldn't say it to your mother. Why say it to her? So anyway, anyway, folks, we'd like to thank the magnificent Misty Marks for coming through and present herself to us.
Thank you.
We wish her all the best of luck in the upcoming future. And like I said, as a fan, I want to say congratulations to whatever you do, and just I'm here to support you.
Yes, I thank you.
All right, you are welcome. Anyway, folks, this is your man always George Page, aka the Emperor of Wrestling Talk. Don't like, subscribe. I'm out. Good night and good luck.